Oh, what a fantastic day it is. The great news of Dizzy's returning, and all things good. Oh, hi, Malcolm. Can you remember what your favourite Dizzy game is?
I've never played any.
What?
No, I've never played them. I used to have Commodore 64.
You never played a Dizzy game. Hold on a second.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 2 of the Retro Resistance podcast. And I'm your host today, Malk1976. And today I'm joined with...
Who else would you expect? The one, the only ZX Spec Star. Hey.
How you doing, mate? You alright?
It's good, it's good. It's been a long 2 weeks, hasn't it?
Oh, definitely. It's been slightly longer than that because now it's Monday and we were supposed to record this on the Friday.
Yeah, that was true. But you had relations visiting you, so hey, these things happen, mate, so it's all good in the long run.
Yeah, that's right. And like that joke at the start about the Dizzy game, sorry. I was going to do a Dizzy video, but I never got around to recording it because my dad came around early and stayed longer than what he was supposed to, so...
It's family always come up at the most inappropriate times, if I remember rightly. They never seem to come at the right time.
Yeah, that's right, definitely. So, what we've been up to this week? Oh, apart from myself, as I say, having my dad visit and that.
Anything else interesting in your list of things that you've done?
Well, computer game-wise, no, not really. I've been playing that Blind Rom, but we'll get to that later. And not a lot, really.
You seriously do not know how much I hate you right now.
Yeah, that'll be explained later as well, won't it? Which one I sent you?
Oh, it will. But to give on the other side, yep, I actually was the only member of the Retro Asylum to disappear down to the London Gaming Convention as well. Hooray!
Was it any good then? What sort of stuff was there?
Well, give the truth of honesty, it was actually quite a small little place. To be truthful, it wasn't no big affair on the thing. I could probably more say it's more of a meeting of gamers alongside.
Right.
I could give you the sort of breakdown when it comes through. Well, we'll go to the main thing. I think £10 was a bit steep for entry fee along that one. But as you basically went into this place, you had the people who were sitting there trying to do Sonic the Hedgehog blindfolded, which was absolute riot because just so many people dying on that first little bug that comes crawling along on the first Sonic the Hedgehog game. It was just absolutely hilarious.
That's quite good. I've played Street Fighter blindfolded and won.
One. Oh, sweet.
Years ago.
But as you moved into, I'd say, also the main foyer, there were some live acts there as well. Small time guys sitting there trying to make a thing. A bit of a mixture of some rock music and alongside with a lot of what they're doing, and it was pleasant to listen to. They weren't bad, so that was a good thing about it. I just wouldn't advise these guys to selling out to Mr. Cow, sort of long run. But
well, I'm not a massive fan of them sort of shows. Anyway, I think they're fixed, to be honest with you.
What are we talking about? They are fixed.
Yeah, they get so many members of the public, like, you know, normal people like us, and then they've got some that they know are going to win it anyway, and they blag it to make out, oh, look, this person's just come in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they know they're going to win it, and then they drag it out and let some that are quite crap get through, you know, to make it look like it's fair, and it's not. It's all been fixed anyway.
Yeah, it's sitting there. I had some person sit there saw this ago, and you wonder why the music industry in Britain has been destroyed. I was like, yes, thank you, Simon Cowell. You've completely lost all self-worth of the British music industry. Congratulations, you tight trouser wearing twat. But anyway, moving back to the
Yeah, because that's got nothing to do with retro gaming, really.
Exactly. But the little retro session had a very nice selection of all the old favourite consoles sort of thing. Just there was no computers. That was the only side to it. No Commodores, no Spectrums, and I was like, oh, So I was a little disappointed in that side, but all the classic consoles were there. There was even an Atari Jaguar playing. Oh, what was that fighting game that was really bad on it?
Kasumi Ninja.
That's the one. That's the one. And
I played it on an emulator.
oh dear lord, I got to go. I got to play on that on its own. Jesus Christ, that game is terrible. But
It does look quite good on screenshots on that, though. I mean,
it does look good. On paper, it did look good. Because, again, it used the digitised actor sort of thing. And personally, I think it's been racist against Scottish people. With the
oh, yeah, I've seen that where the guy's killed, a fireball comes out of it.
Yeah.
And where he says something, what's he do? He kicks the head off, then headbutts it when it comes at him. Or something. He's got the best death move, apparently, out of any game.
Oh, I can imagine. I can just imagine.
Angus as well, but not stereotyping there at all.
Yeah, oh yeah, we're not stereotyping at all. Yeah, we'll just call him Angus. I don't think that's a very popular Scottish name, do you? Yeah, they knew they were doomed for a square one with this game. But also alongside that, they had some PlayStations out. They had a couple of Sega Saturns set up. The only disappointing thing on it, they had NBA Jam playing on it.
Oh god, that's a game I don't own on my side.
Yeah, that's one you could possibly be glad of on that one as well. One of the PlayStations was quite happily set up with Point Blank, which was very much enjoying for myself. Because I was actually sitting there. I actually had a little bit of a crowd around me while I was.
They had the gun con as well.
Yeah, they had gun cons on all of them. And they were sitting there, and I actually had a little bit of an ego trip on this one because one guy actually sat there and goes, "Well, dude, you're actually quite good at this." So I was kind of left with a bit of a smile on my face on that one. And they also had, I think it was Pokemon Stadium set up on the N64. And I'm like, no. I hate Pokemon as it is, but I really can't keep ratting on the games for all this sort of counts. Moving around as well on the Dreamcast, they had Power Stone, which was very much appreciated.
Yeah, that's quite a good game. It's not one I own myself, but I have played it. It's by Capcom, I think.
Yeah, they were definitely by Capcom. It's one of their little underrated classics. Then also downstairs, you had some fast food Chinese people there supplying food. There was a bar there as well. Around where the band was playing, there was a lot of couches and things like that, so you could sit down and just sit there and just talk with other people. Yeah. There was a kind of modern day zone as well, where a lot of the modern day fighting games were playing. There was a lot of fighting games there, which is always very good.
Oh yeah, I love fighting games. I do.
Yeah. Oh, you would have been in your element up there, mate. Seriously. And then of course there was the second floor up there, and there was some anime merchandise. There was quite a talented little artist there as well, who was doing drawings on the fly, things like this. And there was actually a couple of sellers there as well. And I managed to pick up some more games for my Mega Drive collection.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so, one of them being RoboCop versus Terminator, which I only paid $5 for.
That's good. That's much better on the Mega Drive than the SNES as well, I think, because the SNES has got all the violence cut out of it.
Yeah, it is.
Where they fall into loads of blood and everything.
Yeah, there's no explosions and blood and gibbs in this one. But again, once we give it, let's give it Sega. They don't give a shit about blood. Yes, let's corrupt little children. As it is. But I also picked up 2 of the Echo the Dolphin games.
Oh, I don't like them.
I played the first one. I picked up Afterburner as well.
Afterburner's good. I like Afterburner. That's a pretty good conversion as well on the Mega Drive.
It was a very good conversion as well. And I only paid £2 for it, if I remember rightly, 2 or 3 quid. So that's not bad.
Definitely impressive.
I also picked up Quackshot as well.
I like that. Donald Duck.
Yep, can't go wrong with that one. RoboCod as well. The version.
I don't like that. Loads of people love that. I can't stand that.
Oh, I like that one. And
the music does my head in.
Oh yeah, that's the one thing that is terrible about it. That same tune over and over and over again. You're like. So
bizarrely, they've released that on the PS1, 2, and 3. I don't know why, because it's pretty much identical on all 3 of them.
No, actually, if you actually look around, they've actually changed the level layouts on all of them.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because I played it on the DS. And
did you?
Yeah, it's on the DS as well, and the level layouts on that were different as well. So it's one of the most remotely recycled games going. But can you remember what the cheat code is?
I've seen it on Steve Bamwell's video. It's where you get the things out in it and get them in a certain order. I can't remember. As I say, I was never a massive fan of the game. My friend had it on the Mega Drive, but I believe, and I might get slated by some people, the Amiga version is the superior version out of any of them.
I do believe you're right on that one, because I think they predominantly designed it for the Amiga first, and the consoles were second on that one. But for anybody who's still not played RoboCod, and if you haven't played before, where the hell have you been? But if you want to give yourself a little bit longer on the invincibility, grab the items in order outside the castle, So it basically spells out cheat with the first letter of the name of each item. And I'll let you work that one out for yourself. Don't want to make it too easy for you. But there's also that one for Infinite Lives as well, but I'm not going to tell you that one.
No.
But like I say, moving on, there's a lot of Smash Brothers going on upstairs, and they also had preempt runs of Soul Calibur 5 there as well.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
I bought the fourth one, but I don't know whether I'll buy the fifth one because...
Don't worry, there's no Star Wars characters in this one.
Well, that sort of ruined it for me.
Yeah.
When you've got all these like sort of old-fashioned Japanese characters and that, and out of nowhere you hear like this really heavy breathing, and Darth Vader comes on because I had it on a PS3 at the time, and it just didn't fit with the game. I didn't think with the other characters.
No, it didn't fit at all. But luckily enough, the bonus character for this time is Ezio from Assassin's Creed, at least on the Xbox version.
Oh right, what's on the PS3, or don't you know?
I'm not quite sure yet, because the majority of them there were actually all from the Xbox playing it as well. Somebody also had a copy of Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, but I never got a chance to play that one, bit to my disappointment.
That's a shame.
But a lot of the good things with a lot of the competitions that were going on and things like that, people were bringing their own joysticks in.
I could have done that. I might post a picture of my one soon.
Yeah, but it's I'm being very serious. They're all sitting there with their arcade sticks, bashing it away, and it was just phenomenal to see all these different styles. There was one of them. It looked like a desk. It was virtually a small desk which this guy had, and it's it must have had like a coffee cup holder in it as well.
Yeah. Well, I nearly put an ashtray on the side of my one.
I don't blame you personally for this one. You're always rolling one up, so might as well.
Yeah. I nearly put a thing on the arcade cabinet as well, where you can like put a beer in the side of it and things like that. And
you know what? That's pimp my arcade cabinet. That's what that is.
well, someone's even done it on a racing one where it's got like the thing at the back to put like a barrel of beer in it, and it's got the thing to pull it and everything.
Oh, that is just awesome. I got to see that at some point. That is just absolutely mental. Oh, but it's all good. But the other upsides, well, what I was talking about, Benzai from That Guy with the Glasses was also there. Unfortunately, I didn't get to have a chat with him, but I was actually watching him whooping one of the person who was helping out there's arse on Street Fighter 4, and he did give him a good hiding on it as well. And and then also as I got there, I got there by about 1 o'clock because there's absolute murder on the tubes. And
I can imagine, yeah.
Yeah, it would have been nice if Andy would have went with me. Then he probably could have foretold this in advance. But either way, I got there eventually, and by the time I got there, also went upstairs because Dear Guru Larry was also there.
Yeah.
With his compadre Wes and all that. Well, and basically when he finished with this one, there was people actually going up on stage and they were asking questions. I stayed quiet for a little while for myself on that one, but it was actually quite funny with Larry actually put the beat down on one of the guys who got up on the stage twice and forgot his questions on both times. Actually, you had to have a mind. But afterwards we come down, I got over him to the side, had a quick chat with him. And yeah, Larry's a great guy. He's a really nice bloke. We sat there, we had a browse around some of the games, then went downstairs. I was going to do a bit of shopping, and I saw him up downstairs again. And so we sat around looking over some of the other stuff. And he was sitting down with Wes playing Bishi Bashi Special on the PlayStation.
Oh, is that the one you were playing on the arcade?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. 'Cause I didn't actually play that, but it was one I nearly downloaded ages ago on my PS3, but I've never actually played the arcade or the home version of it.
Well, to give you the truth and honesty, if you want to put this in a literal case, Bishi Bashi is probably your kind of equivalent to a joystick wiggler game nowadays. Instead of just wiggling the thing, you're just smashing your buttons into oblivion.
Yeah, because they are good. They are really playable. I've even bought it again actually, International Track and Field for the PS1 because I thought it was that good.
Wow, that is a classic game. Because it's like they just don't make them things like this. I think the Wiimote has practically destroyed it. So yes, Mario and Sonic, I blame you, and I blame London for hosting the Olympics this year.
Yeah, well that was ridiculous. I was saying that to my mate Mario and Sonic at the Olympics about 10, 20 years ago. There'd be no chance of that happening. Sega wouldn't allow Sonic to be in a Mario game.
Yeah, but you do look at it in this sort of. I reckon sooner or later Sonic will appear in a Mario game. I do reckon he will.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to spin it, but I reckon they would. But I think we could save that for another line of questioning.
Well, Pac-Man's already appeared in a Mario game, ain't he?
Yeah, because he's a character on the Mario Kart arcade, isn't he?
Yeah, that's the one I had when we played it at London.
Didn't he actually drive like a bit of a pig though to get around the corners?
Well, I don't know, because I've never played the arcade version anyway, so I mean, I wouldn't know what the handling's like if you have someone else anyway. It's literally the first time I ever played it.
Oh,
I thought it was pretty good though.
oh, that's not a bad thing then. But other than that, no, the event was nice. Larry actually did mention, because he was actually there on both the Saturday and the Sunday. He actually said the place was actually just ram packed on Saturday, and it was a lot more busier. On Sunday it was quite quiet. That one, and I've never seen so many people smashing each other to death on Smash Brothers in all my life. And literally, you had a row of machines. You had Smash Brothers on the N64, Smash Brothers on the GameCube, there's Smash Brothers on the Wii.
Yeah, I can honestly say I've never played it on nothing.
We'll have to.
Is it on the GameCube as well?
Yeah,
I thought it was, yeah.
yeah. They've released one on each version prior the.
Because I used to have a
N64.
GameCube, and I only had it a while, and I got rid of it because I never thought much to it myself.
No.
I only got it from Metal Gear Solid, to be totally honest with you.
There was one of the stall holders did have something I wanted, but I didn't have 50 quid. Well, actually, they had two things I wanted.
Yeah.
I didn't have 50 quid. He actually had a fully working Sega Nomad.
Oh, I'd love one of them.
I know.
Definitely.
And he was asking 50 quid for it.
That's
And I was
that's
like-
cheap. That's quite cheap. Oh, they used to go for a lot more than that. I've seen them ages ago on eBay for like 150.
Yeah, but the whole main reasons why I'd want that device is purely and simply because it has an S-video output. It can double up as a Mega Drive in the portable side onto a big TV as well.
Can you plug joypads into it?
I didn't have a look carefully at the device, but apparently the rumour is you can.
That's pretty good then.
And there's like also while I was watching some of the people playing Soul Calibur, there was a PS3 version playing, and somebody was actually using their PSP as a control pad.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, I've never have seen the point, because the PSP, the D-pad on the PSP is the thing that ruins it for me. Because if you're trying to play a fighting game or your Street Fighter or anything, it doesn't recognise diagonals. It's the only thing that's worse than the Xbox joypad. It is absolutely shit. Like,
Well, he was actually using the
the analog.
no the new smaller flip one. He was actually using that one.
They fixed it on that one then.
I've not played with that one anyway, but I know they're re-releasing the PSP anyway with the older design and the UMD drive back in it. And so I think Sony realised that it's not quite time for fully downloadable game software on a handheld device yet.
No.
And proves to the point that Nintendo still know better.
Oh yeah, well no one's really beat them, are they? Sega come close with the Game Gear, and I reckon if they would have released a Nomad in the UK as well, that might have beat the Game Boy Advance, because it is a Mega Drive that you can plug Mega Drive games in that you've already got, but it's portable. But I'm pretty sure the battery life is pretty abysmal on it.
Yeah, so for me it'd be a case of keeping rechargeable batteries in your pocket at all times.
Oh yeah.
But
Anyway, oh sorry mate.
Yeah, but I was going to say, but the one thing with the Nomad, it does, let's say, it is smaller than the Lynx in physical length ways, but in width ways, it's actually quite big. It's basically like holding a brick, quite literally a brick.
Yeah, because the Lynx was designed to be big, wasn't it? Atari done their what's the word? Market research in America, and they found that the average American, I know this is like going to make me sound like I'm slating them, but this is what they found. The average American thought that if they was getting something big, they was getting more value for money. Well, if something's handheld, you don't want it to be big, because it's not handheld and portable.
And then you sit there with Nintendo once a day and cock waving in front of it saying, "Ha, we proved you wrong."
Well, to be fair, the old Game Boy was pretty big itself, wasn't it, compared to like the Colour or the Slim or whatever.
And then when you look up to it, and especially when it advanced up to, especially for the Game Boy Micro.
Oh yeah.
The advanced one Micro, and you're like, wow, that is small. But it's all good. But no, the event was friendly. Like I say, there wasn't anybody acting up or anything like this. And yeah, I'd say I'd pay a £5 in advance to get in there, but I don't think the £10 at the start was enough of a good price to go in there for. So if I do it again next year, I'm definitely going to try and get there Saturday where there's going to be more people about.
Yeah, and because neither of us went to the retro replay, neither, which is a shame, because I would have really liked to have gone to that.
Yeah.
It was really far away, and from what I've heard about hotels, they were a lot cheaper than what I imagined.
Yeah,
but if there was like a Hotel Alcatraz or the one Glenn stayed at that was deserted, then
Well,
that probably won't be too good.
well, we'll tip off is Andy's planning on getting a driving license, so hopefully next time they want to drive up there.
Oh yeah, he don't drive, does he?
Yeah, no, but he wants to. But like I say, if he does, then you know what that means, don't you?
Oh yeah.
That means he's going to pick up Swaney, come pick up me, and then we're going to road trip it to yours, and we're just going to road trip it there.
Well, by that time he'll live nearer
Near you.
nearer me. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I'll be the furthest. Is it going to be me or Swaney? One of the two of us will be the furthest.
Well, you could get a train from London to bloody to Colchester or something, which doesn't take that long. I think it took me 3/4 of an hour.
Yeah, exactly. And then after that, we'll all be happy. We'll get some non-alcoholic drinks in, because the last thing we want to get is Andy arrested for drink driving. and then we'll make our way back down there, because I definitely want to go next year. And if I don't end up going, I'm going to kill somebody.
I definitely want to go. The only thing that I didn't really see the point in was a Specador 64.
Oh.
I've never found out how much it actually costs, though. That's the thing. So I mean, I don't know. Apparently, it was overpriced, but I don't see the point in having something like like what Glenn said. It's criminal having something like a Commodore 64 looking like a Spectrum. What's the point?
It's a collector's item. That's basically what it is.
It's sort of taking the piss as well, isn't it? Like,
yeah, it's kind of taking the piss, but it's a collector's item. Is basically how I see it. It is a fully working Commodore 64, I believe, inside it. But it is. I do like the design, and it uses, if I remember right from the picture, it uses the Model 2 Commodore as a base, and not the original.
Yeah, not the bread bin. Yeah, the old. Because I've got both actually. I had the old bread bin one. No, I got the bread bin one second, because my friend Rich sold me his more modern one, and then someone gave me the other one for nothing with a load of games, and I got them both at my dad's. I don't know whether they're still in the loft, or they probably won't even work now. Because one of them didn't work anyway.
Yeah, so you want to go raid your loft to see what you got in there and see what works.
Well, I had a Lynx, the old big one, and last time I went there, my lovely stepmother had threw it out with all the games, so I wasn't too pleased about that.
No, I wouldn't be too pleased. I'd be wanting to kill someone.
No, it's out of order. But I've got a Mega Drive 2. My little brother's gave me his one. That's at my dad's, with about 3 versions of Splatterhouse 2. I don't know why I had so many of them, but I have.
It's because you're an addict. That's why. far too much addicted.
Well, the artwork's better on the Japanese one than the UK or American one.
Oh, it's true. But I can imagine you sitting there and say, I've got the American version, I've got the British version, I've got the Japanese version. Do you think I'm crazy?
And the mask is different as well on the Japanese one. It's just completely white instead of looking like a skull. And some of the text, even though it's in English as well, is totally different to what it is in the English or American one.
Yeah, that's the same thing they did with Streets of Rage 3. The European storyline just doesn't make sense, because it's absolutely got zero relevance to what the original Japanese game storyline was. Hence the whole entire reason why that it was an absolute load of bollocks, despite the fact that other than that, Sega wrapped up the difficulty as well for the game.
Yeah, that's it. I've never completed the third one. I've never, apart from Streets of Rage 2, I wouldn't say I'm that much of a fan of Streets of Rage, to be totally honest with you.
Oh, I am.
I always thought it more of a Final Fight rip-off.
No, I do First Street. I find Streets of Rage more fairer than Final Fight, because Final Fight, if you're playing on your own, can get very unfair on you. Especially when you got people like Andor, who could literally just tear off your whole entire bar without you getting any sort of response back. Very cheap.
Yeah.
Very cheap. But anyway, let's move on. Let's get some reviews going.
Moving on then. We'll go on to the game review section.
Alrighty. Well,
do you want to start this first then, mate?
Okay, well, we'll do the first off. We'll do the two we chose off thing, and my first one I'll look at is Space Harrier 2.
Now, my personal opinion on this, first time I played it was on the Megatech. That's a Sega arcade machine thing that's got a Master System and a Mega Drive built into it. I don't know whether you've ever seen it. Sort of like the Nintendo Play Choice.
Yeah, I saw. I think there was one in an old laundrette round where I used to live in Slough that had one. So yeah, I did see it about.
I thought it was quite an impressive game, but not that much different, and not actually as good as the original.
No, it was as good. But this is where I was actually sitting there. When I was actually sitting down there, I was sitting there playing the game, and I was quite happily jovially along, and I'm thinking, I was like, yeah, this is just like good old fashioned space area. And then I'm suddenly thinking now, I was like, just sitting there, like, this doesn't look any better than the original arcade machine. And so I just sat there, and then I was looking about the size of the bad guys, and this one, admittedly, it does run faster. The whole entire gameplay along is faster than the original one. But to me, the scale is all wrong. It's like whenever you look at the big robots when you die, they're like about twice as big as you. Where if you can remember the original arcade machines, like when you died, if the robots were up close, they took up the screen.
Yeah, they're massive.
They're
That's
absolutely
absolutely
huge.
right.
And if you do look at it, there's nearly about 6 or 7 years difference in the graphics engine and the power. And it's just I think the arcade machine was made in 84, 85 or something like that.
85, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember I played the big cockpit version.
Oh, the hydraulic one.
Oh, the hydro. Oh, that was beautiful. That was
Yeah,
a thing of
excellent
beauty.
game.
Yeah, definitely a thing of beauty. But then when I started playing Space Harrier 2, I'm like thinking this is nice, but it just felt lacking in things like that. It's like you're sitting there going, you know what, Sega, you could have done better. With this one, you really could have done better. So the speed's nice. It's like the character is all good. It's a nice slice of original Space Harrier action. But I do honestly reckon they could have done better with the graphics on it, especially with the machine that they were using there.
Yeah, because it was just using... It was never released on the arcade as such, was it? Only on the Megatech thing, as far as I'm aware. I mean, someone might correct me, I may be wrong. So basically, it was a Mega Drive game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. The original Space Harrier was on the Master System.
Yeah, but that was released System 2, is it, on the arcade?
I think it was
Originally.
Yeah.
Same one that does Outrun and Afterburner and, you know.
Yeah, so it gives me now the thing that got me is Afterburner, which I currently picked up, is pretty much perfect to the original version. Now,
yeah, it just doesn't have the scaling, does it?
Yeah.
It's like, well, apart from that, it does play really well.
Yeah, so I think scaling is something the Mega Drive always had a problem with.
Yeah.
Alongside it, but everything else it was able to handle probably. But scaling, you needed to have someone who could really program that Mega Drive to actually make scaling work on it. As far as I can see, because I couldn't really see a game which can actually really do a good scaled sort of thing. Hence why it was removed on Art of Fighting as well, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, that's right. But when they'd done it on a PC Engine, on the CD version, they'd done this strange trick sort of like of making the screen flicker to make it look like it was scaling, but it actually isn't. Which, if you watch videos, it looks quite impressive. Whereas the Super NES could handle it anyway, so that's why they used it on that.
Oh yeah, it's true. Numerous games showed that little attribute offer. Again, I think that was another case of Nintendo with their ego trip saying, "Oh, look what our console can do." Yes, do you have any good two-player games? Thank you. I've got my Mega Drive. Thank you very much.
But the 32X, that had conversions to both Afterburner and Space Harrier, and they're both arcade perfect.
Yeah, they are. So why did it take X amount of years down the line to come out with a completely 100%? We both me and you know far too well. A little bit of work they could have easily done it on the Mega Drive.
Oh yeah, I do think though their Outrun conversion was pretty good.
Yeah.
People don't usually rate the Mega Drive one, but I do think that is really good.
Yeah.
A lot better than like US Gold's effort.
Oh yeah, I've got the Mega Drive version of Outrun as well. Yeah, I think when it comes down to that one, when they saw the 32X versions, I think it was like milking the cash cow.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all well and good for that one. But overall, Space Harrier 2, if you like your Space Harrier, it's a good dose of nostalgia, and it's just fantastic all in the long run. But like I say, let down by bad graphics.
Oh yeah, and not really as memorable tunes. Just nowhere near as good as the original.
I know. So if anybody wants to sell me a hydraulic version of that, I don't know where I'll put it, but I will have it off you. Thank you very much.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. Well, you could get a chair for the Mega Drive that weren't hydraulic, that you actually... It was like the D-pad bit of the joypad, and you had to move it left and right and shit. It was on Games Master, and I seen one at Games Master Live in about 91, 92. But they was like really expensive, and obviously, because they're imported from Japan and that, cost a hell of a lot to buy them, but so I never actually seen one to buy in a shop.
Yeah,
but I think that would have been pretty cool at the time.
It was, but I still don't think anything would have beat the hydraulics on that.
No. That was really impressive. Right, and next game we're going to talk about is one I've chose, and and I'm in 2 minds about doing this one because it's got nothing but slated on the actual Retro Asylum website. Super Double Dragon. For the Super Nintendo, it was released as Return of the Double Dragon in Japan. I think it's got the same sort of storyline as the original, whereas Mario gets kidnapped and you've got to rescue her. But they sort of made it play more like Streets of Rage Final Fight. But you can charge up the attacks, do special moves like sort of in Street Fighter. And I thought it was really good myself. I thought it was much better than the first Streets of Rage and a lot better than Double Dragon 3. But so we have seen on the website, a lot of people don't like it, think it's absolute crap. What do you think of it anyway?
Yeah, so I sat down. I sat down. I wasn't fully aware of the Super Double Dragon because all I knew about was Double Dragon 5, and I was thinking, it's like, no, I'm not even going to bother that. I just looked at that and went, no, just a big no for this one. But when I fired it up a couple of weeks ago, sat down, turned around. The graphics aren't much. I reckon they could have done something better. But mind you, I don't think there could be any worse Double Dragon game than Double Dragon 3. That game was just horrendously bad. But the one thing I did kind of admire for it is the combat system was actually really quite good. Alongside that, it's a bit fiddly to learn, but once you actually start learning it, it's actually not a bad sort of system. I reckon that any sort of fighting game in that class could be actually proud of it. The music is horrible in my own opinion. I really do not like the music.
I thought it had some quite memorable tunes on it, some of them, and it had a rendition of the original one off the first level on Double Dragon later in the game.
I know, but why do we want it later? We want it now, damn it! This is the sort of thing Swaney would be complaining about.
Yeah, they did it different on the Japanese one. They did it different. All the music's totally different on the Japanese version. Well, it's the same music. It's just in different order. I think they sort of ruined it when they done it to the American one, because it's a game, as I say, I used to actually own on the Super NES back in the day. And I was talking to my friend, and he says, "Yeah, that's a good game." When I said that someone said it was a WTF game, he said, "Yeah, it's pretty good." I thought it was good. A lot better than some of the fighters on the SNES, definitely.
It's true. You know what? Without mentioning for the final fight, I just can't really remember most of the ones on the Super Nintendo. I know there was a few, and most of the other majority were done by Jellico.
Yeah.
And their ones weren't bad. They had some nice graphics. Was Technos responsible for?
American Technos, and obviously the Japanese one in Japan originally done it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think with the Japanese, if it hasn't got Kunio in it, they don't give a crap. Because I was talking to Blim the other day, and he showed me a new game, which he had on the DS, and lo and behold, he showed me the case on it, and Kunio was sitting there, bold as brass, smack bang in the middle of it. And it just made me smile.
Because I nearly talked about the Renegade games, you see. I wasn't too much about that. Because obviously people didn't like this one very much. I think it's more the case why people think it's hard is because they don't know how to play it very well, or they've only had a quick go, not really played it properly. Because it was suggested to Will originally, weren't it, by Teal, and that's the only thing I can think of. But then Andy said he didn't like it neither, and Swaney said it's not really like Double Dragon, which is not really, I suppose.
It's not. Again, it's got a different feel to the whole sort of thing. I think it didn't help if they could have used the graphics that were kind of more similar to the original.
The original, yeah.
Yeah, because even Double Dragon 3 had a lot of relevance and bearance to the original Double Dragon game. But this one they got completely swapped out and they went for a more cartoonish style.
Yeah, that's
things like this, and they all look compressed to me.
Yeah, because I remember back in the day before Double Dragon 3 came out, I was on holiday at Centre Parks, and that was when Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles come out. I think it was 1991, and I was reading CMVG when I was there, and they were saying about Double Dragon 3, they're trying to make the graphics look more realistic, more like real people. which I don't think. That's what I personally don't like on Double Dragon 3. How the graphics don't look like 2 or the first one.
Yeah, and they did make a game where it looked like more people. It was called Pit Fight, and it was shit.
Or Guardians of the Hood on the arcade as well. That's terrible.
I've still not played that. I've really got to look into that one. But all in all, Super Double Dragon, nice combat system, faux pas with the other bits to me.
You've still got interactive backgrounds on some bits, and so it is pretty good. Anyway, we'll go on to the ROM swap review, where we've blanked out both the games and swapped them over, so we had no idea what games we were going to play. And I'll start off first with the one you got me, because that is actually so that's actually a good game. Cybernator.
Cybernator. Now, I was lucky enough. I actually did have this game when I had my Super Nintendo years ago, and to me, it was a really, really decent shoot 'em up game as well, and actually had a nice mixture too, because it had your normal sort of platform style shoot 'em up section which you run across, and then you also had a scrolling shooter section. So in an essence, it was kind of 2 in 1. With this game, done by Konami, so we can't really say much bad about Konami. I still don't know a bad Konami game when I see one. But all in all, like I say, it's very playable. It's a fairly good challenge as well. As the graphics are very well presented, which like I say, it's Konami. This is what we expect of them, and things like this. Back during time, they always deliver good quality stuff. And this game was no exception either. You sit there, the music was good. It had a nice good feel to it. I didn't really see much of the storyline because I just kind of ignored it.
No, that's exactly what I was doing. Because I used to own it myself back in the day as well. And that's what I was going to say. I'll never really play something. It comes up Jake, this or another, and I'll just skip that. Can't be bothered with it.
Yeah, you're talking crap. Get me to the game. Alongside that, and I say not only have you got your little robot going around, you've got multiple weapons which you can actually power up as well for them to do more damage through the game. And even if you want to switch around, you can even use your fist. I really don't know why anyone would want to. There must be some sort of reason for powering that thing up, apart from just not wasting a power up usage of it as well. But like I say, the gameplay is vast. You do get a nice feel of where you're running to and all these things, that you are, even though you're in a big power suit sort of thing, you are still small.
Compared to some of the bosses, are unreal the size of them.
Oh yeah, even when you look at the first one, we basically have to stop the missile launching or rocket things like this, and you're sitting there, you're trying to focus on blasting the engine component out, and you've got machine guns constantly dropping down, and all normal sort of people say, "Oh, quickly take out machine guns, then we'll finish this off." No, they keep regenerating them just to be annoying.
It sort of reminded me of R-Type, the level on R-Type where you've got that big ship and that.
Yeah, the only difference is you're walking alongside it instead of.
That's right. Yeah, I definitely thought it was definitely a decent shooter. One that didn't really get rated that well. I think it got decently rated, but it was one that people don't really think of, do they?
No, they don't. I don't see very many people talking about it. If anybody does bring up the conversation, oh, do you remember Cybernator? And I really do see a lot of people say, yeah, that's actually wasn't such a bad game. I really don't know anybody who actually put the game down.
No.
And so if I remember right, I didn't actually finish it. It was hard. I will.
No, I've never finished it myself, neither.
Yeah, it was very hard. Game to actually finish, but again, Konami stuff was a good length, a good challenge. They never did make 100% easy games, or at least they didn't even give you an option to make it a walkover.
No, that's right.
you like to say, you bought this game, you play it, damn it.
Well, usually on the easy settings, they finish the games early, like on Super Contra. No, not Super Contra. Contra, the Alien Wars one. I think that's Contra 3. Was it 4?
They went, or 4. No, it's 4 on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, it's Contra 4. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing they added with Streets of Rage 3 when they're going to Europe. Oh, well, you think you're good? We won't let you finish the game until you actually play it on normal. And you're
exactly.
You're just sitting there thinking, it's like, why do that? That's just cheap.
Yeah, because we played all the way through that Contra 4, and then it come up, oh, this isn't the ending. try on normal difficulty.
Yeah.
So he wasted all the time doing that.
It's just a bit like the frustration of Bubble Bubble. You go for 100 levels on your own. Oh, by the way, we're not going to actually show you the ending until you actually come through with a friend, and you just sit there. And what you do is you play the game again by yourself. Then when you get to the last level, you bung 10p in the machine and set up the second player. And then it's like, now show me the ending, damn it. It's the best way to do that. But Cybernator, if you like your space age shooters, if you like big robot style sort of things, then yeah, this is definitely a good thumbs up.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a good game, definitely.
Yeah, so good, another classic there, one from Konami, and definitely worth a try. I think one of us might review it at some point. So, anything to do. And now we're moving on.
The game that I sent you.
Yeah. And it gets to the point of sitting there and why I hate Malcolm his son. He sent me Home Alone on the Super Nintendo.
Irreplaceable THQ.
Oh,
I must express now, do actually release some quite good games these days, but back in the day, that was like a seal of death through a game. If it was by THQ, you could pretty much 100% assure it'd be shite.
It was a specific. But you look at the king of the shit heaps back then. You had THQ and you had LJN. The difference is THQ is still here, and LJN is hopefully inside burning in his eternal hellfire.
Or your tier techs. They still do mobile phone games, apparently.
Oh, dear God. At least they're safe there. But Home Alone, I did like the film anyway.
No, I can't stand that Macaulay Culkin. Apparently Joe Pesci threw him in a bin in the second Home Alone film when they're filming it. Because he irritated him that much.
Well, I reckon at that time he was just getting too big for himself. But the game, for what it is, the graphics are, I could probably say, are well presented. When you're walking around the house, going there, when you actually do see the at least two of the main characters, which were played by Joe Pesci, and I can't remember who the other guy was at the time.
No, I don't know who the other guy was.
Yeah, I can't remember who the other guy was, but they actually look like him, and that's one whole sort of main thing. But other than that, all you have to do is you have to go around the rooms, picking up items, and then drop them into the safe deposit box. And you're just sitting there alongside figures like, why the fuck did you not lock these up before you left?
Yeah, because the family would have locked everything away because they didn't plan on leaving him home alone.
Yeah, no, they didn't. So sitting there, it's like, and you're saying, oh, what relevance to the film does this play? Just give me a game where I can set up all sort of manner of traps and just see how much damage I could do to the human body.
Like the Amiga version of it, which is actually pretty good.
Yeah, and so there's no relevance, and you're like sitting there, it's like you're stunning people out with a water pistol. I want to cry. I really do. And it's like, oh, we got some items hidden. Oh, wow, go past the drawer, open the drawer. Let's see. And then there's someone's like, jump past a picture. How do you hide a bag of money behind a picture?
That'd be pretty far away from the wall, wouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And there's no visual clues either to where any of this is hiding. It's all purely guesswork. So you just sit there running around, bouncing around like, oh, is there one here? Oh, is there one here? So you might just give him a mental hopping pogo stick and just sit there just trying to find out what's there and here, there and everywhere. And, I did the first section. I really did the first section of the game. I'm thinking, now we're going to go to another part of the house. Their house wasn't even that big in the film. Seriously.
No, that's it. I think that's where they go wrong with making a game set in a house, because unless it's a massive sort of mansion, or a hotel or something. Or then again, that'll bring it onto Home Alone 2, but we won't talk about that one.
No.
And I promise I won't send you that one, because that one's even worse.
Oh yeah, I can remember the original Nintendo version of that, and that's just for review. So we'll cut this one short. Let's go to this and play this simply. Avoid this game at all costs unless you're a sadist.
Yeah, and pretty much any game released for the Super Nintendo by THQ.
Yeah,
so I don't think they've done a single good one, did they?
Oh, we're gonna have to investigate that one a little bit further. And may I recommend avoiding any sort of film that involves Macaulay Culkin. But Mike,
definitely.
he actually did make a film a few years ago. Believe it or not.
Did he? I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
yeah. It was a film called Saved, and he played a member of a religious school of do-gooders. And oh, good lord, I've never seen. It's an awful film where they're trying to sit there saying, "Be a good Christian and follow this thing, and you'll have a happy life." And what happens? The main character is an underage pregnancy victim. And give you the truth of honesty, he still looks like a total dweeb even now.
Yeah, because his mum and dad ripped him off for the money, didn't they?
Oh yeah, they stiffed him something chronic. Plus, he also turned to drugs and all things like that. And you know, something like
Yeah.
that couldn't happen to a nicer person, if you ask me.
No, the only film I think I sort of like with him in is My Girl, because he gets killed in that one.
Oh, what is it? Can you imagine? We've got the perfect film for you, yes, but you're going to die in the end. You're probably going to make a lot of male viewers happy with this sort of thing. And trust me, at this day and age, I was sitting there thinking, it's like, look at all that money that little bastard has. I wish someone would fucking run him over.
So, and then you got like, I know this is going totally off the subject, but then you got Home Alone 3 and 4. They ain't even got him in it.
No, they don't. See, three was a separate side story. I saw 4 over last Christmas, and they're trying to integrate that this 4th one is actually part of the canon for the first and the second ones, and I'm like thinking, but everything is just so out of place. And you're just like thinking, it's like, no. No. Somebody has been smoking some grade A heroin on this one, and I was like, no, I want to find the writer for that film and shoot them, and then burn every DVD copy of that one. Anyway, let's move along now that I've got that out of my system, and let's move on to our first character assassination for our broadcast. And who have we chosen this time?
Oh, it's a jug-eared twat, Alex Kidd.
The one who you actually triggered off is somebody actually has said in the 1HMPS forum, actually said it's the best thing he ever heard on a podcast is the fact that you referred to Alex Kidd as a jug-eared twat.
Oh, I don't like Alex Kidd. I don't like any of the games, especially the one that's most popular, the Miracle World one. Because the thing I don't like about that, to be totally honest, Tony, is you don't even fight the bosses. You just play that stupid game, paper, rock, scissors with them.
Yeah.
What is the point in that?
Yeah, it's silly. And if I remember rightly, if you check a lot of it, there was a way to cheat it anyway, so you'd win every time because they'd have the same rotation, and you just sit there and just mock it off. But anyway, we'll look at Alex himself. Best thing we describe him as, yes, he is a jug-eared twat and things like this, but he's just basically some sort of elf sort of thing.
Yeah.
In a red jumper suit. It's the sort of thing you dress your kid up as in Halloween just to make them miserable. Alongside that one. And yeah, for the time, he started off really as Sega's mascot when they came onto the console scene. They had a lot of the others, but Alex Kidd was the most predominant. He only had 1 game on the Mega Drive, but I think he had 4 on the Master System.
Yeah, and one of them was the arcade game, wasn't it? The first one he was in.
The Lost Stars arcade game, and it was also introducing Stella. Yeah, did we ever see that character again? No. After it came to Alex Kidd in Miracle World, he then disappeared off the radar, and he was not seen again until Sega Smash Tennis and Sega Superstar Racing. And even then, he was still riding on that pizzy little red motorbike of his. Don't you just love nostalgia when it comes down to this? But to be truthfully honest, I don't think Sega were actually making any sort of money off Alex. He wasn't exactly the sort of character that was grabbing attention, though, was he?
No, because he wasn't like cute enough or anything, and I just don't think he was a particularly good character because they got rid of Wonder Boy to do Alex Kidd, and Wonder Boy was actually much better, and all the games are much better as well.
Yeah, it's true. If you do, you could. I reckon it was the same artist who created Alex Kidd as what created Wonder Boy as well. The only difference is I think Alex Kidd got smashed in the face with a shovel, and had about the same personality level as a sieve.
Yeah, because he hasn't really got a storyline to any of the things. And you play that paper game with monkeys and that in the second one, which is totally out of place. I mean, it hasn't got any decent characters in it. I don't personally think myself. I haven't played them all the way through because I found the games that irritating. I think the best one is probably the Shinobi one.
Yeah, that's the one that's actually most recalled, despite the fact they actually sat there and like stuck that game in every Master System 2 that came out. Here, look, have Alex the Kid. No, was it who? By the time it came out with the Master System 2 came out, I was like, here's Alex Kid. Who's Alex the Kid? We're busy playing Sonic the Hedgehog. Go away. We've got this fantastic, cool looking hedgehog that's sitting there running at 200 miles an hour and looking absolutely awesome. Who's this jugged little moron that's sitting there in a red jumper suit? You'll have people going back to Woolworths back then when it was over. Where is my copy of Sonic the Hedgehog 2 with this? Why am I playing this cat? But no, poor old Alex. He wasn't a good thing for Sega. It didn't really do them any sort of favours when it came along. So I probably could have recommended that their other way, because you had Alex Kidd that was in the thing. Then you had Shinobi World. There was a High Tech World. And there was even a sort of BMX racing one as well. Apparently, that was only released in Japan.
Oh, right. I've never seen that one.
Yeah,
I don't think I've played the I don't know, actually. I'm not sure how many I have played. I played the Mega Drive one. I played 3 on the Master System and the arcade one, and I think that's all of them I've played.
Yeah, and the other side of it is the arcade one is just so horribly repetitive. It just the game bores you to tits. Please continue. No, I'd rather not. I'm going to go over here and play Street Fighter. As far
Then
as
again,
goes.
saying that about games, we was on about it ages ago, games you remember that you liked at the time but can't stand now. I used to love Quartet on the arcade and really liked the Commodore version of it, and now when I play it on MAME or anything, it's awful.
Yeah.
Just complete rubbish.
It's going to be, and it's the same. I remember little JD. He actually turned around. And he actually went through all of Alex Kidd, and he just turned around to me afterwards and said, "Who is that little person?" I said, "That's Alex the Kid." And he said, "He sucks." and then also because he was playing Superstar Racing, when he was buying all the additional characters from winning races,
He didn't buy Alex Kidd.
He did, but he was the last one he bought. Because the fact he turned around and said he looks sad, and I'm like thinking, like, something. I am not gonna disagree on this one. But poor Alex Kidd, he was one of the first alongside for Sega's official, and he didn't do the company any sort of favours. He hasn't been really memorable in my own opinion. As alongside that, he doesn't have a game which really defines him, again, apart from the one which they shoved into the Master System, because you didn't really have a choice at that point but play that one.
No, before then it used to have Hang On, didn't it? Yeah, before that they used to have Hang On built into, and or if you hold some of the buttons when it starts up, you can get this silly maze game thing up on the UK one. I can't remember how you do it though.
Yeah, there was something alongside that, and I can't remember that one either. But anything, it was still a lot better than looking at Alex Kidd again. And it still makes you wonder. You remember between each level, he was sitting there, and he'd be sitting on the map, sitting there, scarfing down a hamburger. And that's could you ever actually seriously imagine Alex Kidd now? He's probably been sitting there, all crouched over in this thing, with a bottle of vodka or whiskey in one hand, drunk as a skull. There, you remember me when I used to be famous? And he's probably going out each Sunday night trying to start fights with Sonic the Hedgehog at the local dive. But at least the one thing, at least some generations actually redeemed Sonic the Hedgehog for all the years of abuse he's gone through. I think Alex the Kid better start sniffing glue, because I think his time actually his death knell got rung basically when the Mega Drive game come out, and he never recovered from that. The poor guy.
No, they've never done another one.
No, they didn't. So as I said, it goes, oh, look, we now have this spiky blue-ass flea bag called Sonic here. We don't need you now, so run along if you can without catching a heart attack. Go and scoff those burgers, Alex. We'll bring you back in about 20 years' time in a racing game and a tennis game. Then you can work off all that fat. But there you go, people. That's Alex the Kid. And personally, what do you reckon the chances of assassination if one of us had a rifle to his head are?
Very high.
Very high. So scribe the name on the bullet. He's getting it straight between the eyes. Okay, so I reckon that was a far and impartial look at Alex the Kid. Actually, no, it wasn't. We don't like him.
No, because he doesn't have much, like we said, he doesn't have much character or anything, so you can't really...
No, they never fleshed him out and things like this. Even as time as the Saturn came across, even when the Dreamcast came out and things like this, Sonic Adventure 2, they could have easily created a new sort of a game for him, but no, they decided to leave him in the gates of limbo. So and he was left there to rot. So, Right.
Right then. So the next section, are we doing this? Get fact.
Get fact. Well, we would have been doing the get fact section, but there's something I forgot to do.
Let's put it on the forum.
Yeah. I got everything else set up for this podcast and put it on the forum, but that's the one thing I actually forgot to do. So we're going to have to save that for next time, people. So, it's all just go when it comes down to this podcast because we keep forgetting things. I think we forgot something on the first podcast as well.
Yeah, I think we did.
But other than that, yeah, I think we did. We'll move along. So next time, guys, well, hopefully we'll have some frequently asked questions for me and Malk here.
Yeah.
And then we'll answer them as best as or as worse as what we can, just to try and make you laugh. And we'll also go on to something we missed on the list, the Dizzy Week. Did you enjoy the Dizzy Week, despite the fact you've never played any of the games apart from the possible one on the Nintendo?
Yeah, it was good. I did learn something from it, but I've learned it from when Andy done a podcast before.
So
but it was a good podcast. I haven't actually commented on it yet because I've been so busy with other things. I haven't got a chance to do that. But I have listened to it a couple of times. And
why did you do
Glenn made me laugh on it. He usually does, though. He says Fantasy World Dizzy at the start of it.
Yeah, why don't you just do what I do? Just download it from Podomatic and stick it on your phone.
I should do, actually. I'll have to start doing that.
Trust me, that's what I do. I sit down, I download it, I put it on my phone, because trust me, when it comes to a few people at my workplace, one of them being Daryl64, the gonk message on my YouTube channel, which you saw. So I'll just open this up again. Let's ask it from this sort of question out there. Why do you play such low games? being he means all our retro classics.
Oh, right. Well, because I do think a lot of the games are actually better than the new ones.
Yeah, I personally agree with you as well. And
3D platform games don't work.
No,
they just don't work. Like on the Splatterhouse remake, when it's got the bits where it's sort of 3D view, where you see it from behind him, third person, I believe. It's hard to judge the jumps properly and everything. And I think the only one that has actually worked really well is Super Mario 64, that I've never played neither, granted.
Yeah. Amen to
but
that,
I know people rate it.
Yeah, I still rate Mario 64 as one of the best ones. Nintendo got it right, and they basically moved that into Mario Sunshine, and they moved it into Mario Galaxy, and they still use the same formula. Why change what works? And so that's a good thing. Good thing with that. I'm not going to complain. I've played all those Mario games, and I've enjoyed all of them. I'm still chasing the green stars on Mario Galaxy 2. That's the fact that little JD's sitting there trying to do it as well. He enjoys as well, and he still sits there. He still plays more Mario World than what he does Mario Galaxy. Put it that way. Oh. He's got a thing. He likes all the Mario hacks and things like that, and see now how they've all messed up the game. He loves it.
They are quite entertaining.
they are, and little JD absolutely loves playing all the things like this.
I think the only Mario one I don't like is Super Mario 2.
Yeah, that wasn't really Mario, but Mario.
No, that's right. Yeah.
No, the Lost that was supposed to be what the Lost Levels was. That was Mario Bros. 2 in Japan. But then they actually sit there saying, "Well, we need to change it. Why? Because it's too hard for the American people and everyone else not in Japan." And it's like sitting there, it's like, yeah, I'm going to get a picture of Jet Set Willy on a T-shirt, and I'm going to put underneath it "Real Hardcore Gaming." And it's true. It's damn true in my own honest opinion. That is real hardcore gaming, if you ask me.
Yeah, because it's impossible. Well, not impossible to complete, but really hard. Especially when it's got the bug where if you jump off one bit and die, you'll continuously do it until it's game over.
So that's the sort of game we need to plan ahead. So, and also, if you listen to the podcast, Snoopy, I know you're on one of my subscribers and things like this. Thank you for defending the cause of retro gaming by giving him your opinions, Daryl. I wasn't expecting anyone to actually respond to him, but I'll give you a thumbs up, mate, and thank you very much for...
Is that Daryl on YouTube, then?
Yeah, he's on there as well. So, like I say, I work with him.
Oh, right.
So,
you get people that think that, though, don't you? Like with a lot of things, like with films as well. I know someone where I work that thinks the Evil Dead films are shit.
Yeah, like I say, everyone is entitled to their own opinion. But frankly, for that one, he asked us the question, we answered on that one. So it's all good on that front. Okay, last thing for the today, the competition winner.
seem like a fix, ain't it?
It does seem like a fix, seeing that I only had one entry into it. Have you installed your copy of Dungeon Defenders yet, Malk?
Yeah, I installed it last night, downloaded and installed it. I haven't played it yet, literally because, well, as soon as I came online today, I was playing Super Street Fighter, and then I was playing Daytona on the Xbox, because with a PC Super Street Fighter, it signs into Xbox Live, don't it?
Yeah.
So I had Andy message me, and I had to sign into the Xbox to actually talk to him properly, because you can't from PC to Xbox.
Yeah.
Which is a bit stupid why they have that, ain't it?
It is true, but we know that's how they do it, just to bump up the Xbox Live subscriptions. But either which way, yes, Malk was the only person to actually email me the correct answer to what were the other two games which were done by Blizzard. I know TL gave a very long, very long explanation to who, what, do, why, when, and frankly, it's got Blizzard's name on it. I don't care. Okay, the other two games were actually Rock and Roll Racing and Blackthorn. They were the other two games that were done by Blizzard before they decided to say, screw the consoles, we're going to work on the PC. And then they created World of Warcraft. and then enslaved the world into MMO gaming. That's it. Trust me, they're worse than Satan, I swear they are. Well, I'm living proof that the Warcraft habit can be broken. Though I have been debating at some time about going back for a little while. So. See, that's what's known as MMO withdrawal symptoms. And that good. But as long as I keep playing something else, then I know I'm not going to be going back to there anytime soon. As long as I keep making videos, I won't be going back there anytime soon.
Yeah, because you recently bought Super Street Fighter 4 as well.
Yeah,
which I haven't played you on it yet.
No, so I'm hoping to dethrone the king. Because Andy hasn't managed to do it, so I'm going to give it a try. But the only difference is I bought all the costume packs as well.
Did you?
Yeah. I bought it for Christmas. I decided to treat myself. But anyway, there's time to wrap this all up. So thank you everybody for listening.
Yeah.
And who should we send big thanks out for? Well, let's give everybody at the Retro Asylum for staying tuned in. I'd like to give a big thanks to all my YouTube subscribers who listening on this podcast here. And if you are listening in, guys, please pay a visit down to retroasylum.com. We got more reviews based on from me. Malk's reviews are also based there. We've got a growing little community who are retro maniacs who enjoy the good old days, as far as it seems.
That's absolutely right. I'd like to thank everyone from the site, Andy, Swaney, Glenn, yourself, everyone who comments, and basically anyone who's subscribed to my channel. I've got 62 now.
62? Ooh.
Which I was surprised because now YouTube's changed the layout. I don't even know when someone messages me.
Yeah, I know. I've gone back to the old school one. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, YouTube. You've yet again screwed up what we enjoy. So no, I switched back to the old one just for now. And you can't see your subscribers either.
No, that's right.
Okay, and yeah, I'll give I'll also give one more thank you for Guru Larry for giving me some of his time at the London Gaming Convention to sit down and talk to me as well. So big thanks, Larry, if you're listening. And hopefully, if you would be kind enough to join us on the podcast again, I'll get another interview done with you so you can spread the word of Guru Larry about and let everyone else enjoy your greatness. Anyways, this is ZX Star. I'm going to be signing off now. And how about you, matey? Are you off for
that's me, Mount 1976, and thanks for listening, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Goodbye.